Let me tell you, if you ever think your neighborhood is boring, you've clearly never seen a bear do the backstroke in your HOA president's hot tub while she screams bloody murder. Because that's exactly what I woke up to last September. One minute I'm sipping my coffee, windows open, sun just coming up over Pine Ridge. And the next there's Patricia Morrison, the queen bee of the HOA, self-proclaimed guardian of mountain views, shrieking outside my house, so loud I nearly choked on my coffee. And in the middle of it all, there's a juvenile black bear, happy as can be, splashing in the steam like it owns the place. You know what I mean? That was the moment everything changed. The thing is, this wasn't really about the bear, not if you'd lived here as long as I have. This was about the fence war. A months-long cold battle that turned hot and ugly the moment Patricia's precious view got blocked, and all because I wanted to keep those exact same bears out of my yard, which, apparently, is a crime against scenery around here. Let me back up a sec. My name's Daniel Harper, software developer, peace seeker, moved up here 3 years ago for the quiet, the clean air, the chance to actually hear myself think, maybe watch the stars some nights, hang out with a glass of wine. You get the idea. What I didn't know was I'd bought front row tickets to the Patricia Morrison show. Think HOA meets the Spanish Inquisition, but with more paperwork and way worse PowerPoints. On day one, I found enough bear droppings in my yard to suggest I'd bought prime real estate on the Bear Expressway. So after some research and all the right permits from Fish and Game, I built an 8-foot cedar fence. Smelled amazing, kept the bears out, looked good, but blocked about 23% of Patricia's God-given panoramic view. And yes, she actually had that surveyed, documented, and emailed to me with color-coded charts. Now, Patricia isn't just any neighbor. She's 68, hair set like helmet, eyes sharper than her pruning shears, and she's been HOA president for 12 years. Self-published 3 memoirs about community harmony, and can spot a blade of grass out of line from half a football field away. At first, she was polite. Notes under my door about visual impact and aesthetic guidelines, signed in her careful cursive. I ignored them, figured she'd give up, but instead she escalated. Official citations, warning, fence-based light deflection, and my personal favorite, creation of unauthorized wildlife blind. Next thing I know, there's a special HOA meeting on vertical aggression. I skipped it. Had to replace a motion light some bear had ripped down the night before. But my neighbor Jim said Patricia delivered a 45-minute slideshow on shadow zones of antisocial behavior. Bureaucracy failing, she switched tactics. One morning, I caught her on my property at 6 a.m., measuring the fence with a metal yardstick, muttering about negative energy radiating from this monstrosity. Another afternoon, she's hurling decorative rocks at my fence to test its stability. When I called her out, then came the certified ultimatum. Remove the fence in 30 days or face $300 daily fines until vertical hostility is realigned with community wellness standards. All signed with every one of her ridiculous titles. What she didn't know, I'd done everything by the book, permits, biologist endorsements. Even a letter from the sheriff's office thanking me for reducing bear conflicts. Didn't matter. Patricia filed a formal complaint with the sheriff claiming I'd built an unlicensed visual prison that violated her constitutional right to scenic enjoyment. Even the deputy barely kept a straight face. The same week, Karma, in the shape of a 200-pound black bear, decided to pay Patricia a visit. 6 months earlier, Patricia had ripped out her own bear-resistant fence because nature shouldn't be walled off and replaced it with a decorative 3-foot iron fence. Wouldn't stop a rabbit, let alone a bear. Predictably, the bear breezed over her fence, straight for her hot tub. And lucky for everyone, my wildlife cam caught the whole thing in glorious 4K. Patricia, hot pink bathrobe, waving a pool skimmer and shrieking at a bear who was, frankly, having the time of its life. And, well, someone, okay me, shared the video for neighborhood safety awareness, which got picked up on Facebook, then next door, and pretty soon the local news was running a segment called Bear Necessities, when HOA power goes too far. County officials showed up to investigate and, plot twist, discovered Patricia had not only removed her own fencing without a permit, but had been fining residents for trying to keep bears out well. East making her own place a bear magnet. The fine stacked up, $3,000 for illegal fence removal, $2,000 for creating an attractive nuisance, another $1,500 for filing false reports about my fence. But that was nothing compared to what happened at the next HOA meeting. Glenn, the HOA VP and longtime reluctant sidekick, finally had enough. He called for a vote of no confidence. Standing room only. Residents lined up to tell their Patricia horror stories, from the lady fined for excessively cheerful curtains to the old man harassed about his bird feeder congregation zone, to the young couple written up for laughing too loudly after 9 p.m. The vote was unanimous. Patricia dethroned, her ceremonial gavel revoked, even her precious key to the community center taken back. When they read the results, Patricia went through a rainbow of emotions. Shock, rage, that moment where you think she might combust. Then just defeat. Her last act of resistance? Animal control cited her for endangering wildlife. The bear had drunk so much chlorinated water it needed a vet. Patricia got stuck with a $4,000 bill and a ban on all future water features. She tried to write the check under protest, victim of fence fascism. The bank bounced it. 2 days later, still furious, Patricia staged a Freedom from Fences rally at the park. 3 people showed up. 2 were there for Tai Chi. Her cousin Brenda left after 10 minutes when Patricia compared my fence to the Berlin Wall and herself to a political prisoner. Not one to quit, Patricia took up dawn fence surveillance walks, marching past my yard with a tape recorder, narrating updates for her imaginary fanbase. Day 12 of Fence Watch. The oppressive structure remains. Birds avoided. Community morale at an all-time low. She even tried to train her poodle to bark on command at my fence. The dog, smarter than its owner, just sat and scratched its ear. The high point of absurdity? Patricia filed a complaint with the FCC, claiming my fence blocked vital electromagnetic frequencies needed for her meditation. The FCC's response: please contact a therapist. Bit by bit, Patricia became a neighborhood pariah. Baristas made her coffee to go even when she tried to stay. Her hairdresser was always fully booked. Clerks at the grocery store dodged her reusable anti-fence bags. Final straw. 3 a.m. Caught on camera spray painting my fence with glow-in-the-dark paint, only to misspell the slogan, so it read, Face Quail's Fashion. Police arrived to find her glowing, ranting about conspiracies. At last, she was arrested. Criminal mischief, vandalism, trespassing, false reports. The judge, a neighbor with his own Patricia stories, sentenced her to 200 hours of community service, teaching the value of bear-proof fences at the same community center where she'd ruled supreme. Picture it, Patricia, forced to read from a court-mandated script about the importance of 8-foot fences, her voice cracking, audience erupting in applause, even a slow clap when she admitted the recommended height. There are neighbors who think the fence ruined the spirit of the community, and some who swear Patricia was right all along. Maybe there's never a perfect answer when it comes to walls, bears,